The Flock is a game of cat and mouse that follows members of the flock as they try to capture an artifact. The gameplay itself is a chase game, with the carrier being vulnerable to death from unilluminated areas, and the flock are combustible under the direct shining of light, unless they stand still, in which they are petrified and protected. And that's the game in a nutshell. It's great fun trying out different tactics and boosting the leaderboards, but the true excitement of the game comes from its lore and its meta-narrative. We can infer that the flock are either the last species on the planet, or they are what humans have become. Some of the maps are overrun temples or town centers from an advanced civilization. Their presence there is either of familiarity for prey, or familiarity for what they used to be. But the real problem of the game is this. The flock's numbers are diminishing in real time with a true counter of population for the game. So when you die in the game, part of the populace is permanently diminished and not retrievable. This raises the stakes. Albeit presently there is a whimsical disregard to it because the number stands proudly at over 200 million. But what does this say for the in-game world? What are they fighting over? The artifact is the vague object that all members of the flock are attracted to. The object seems to be the only thing that can kill them besides falling off of great heights. What we can further infer is that the presence of the artifact is what began killing off members of the flock, which would explain why the populace timer begins. But did the flock create an artifact solely for the purpose of killing each other? When we look at the differences between members of the flock and the possessors of the artifact, we see that the artifact creates a physiological change that vaguely and more closely resembles the human form. Perhaps the artifact wasn't initially supposed to be the weapon, but now is the object of destruction. If the players are avatars for the flock, then should we realistically expect that they would blindly throw themselves at an object that does no good? I propose a theory. What if what we are witnessing is the rapture? The members of the flock are trapped on a barren planet with nothing but the artifact to keep them occupied. What if the artifact are the flock's way of ascending to heaven? When a game is over, it doesn't fade to black, it doesn't immediately pop up a scoreboard. It shows a blinding white light that fades the players out of their world. What if this is the members of the flock fulfilling what the artifact desires, and then they are able to pass on? What if the more we kill each other trying to capture the artifact, the less of us will actually be able to be at peace by the end of the game?